On this episode of 3D Printed Thursday, we're going to take a look at this 3D printed GoPro backpack strap mount. And yes, today there will even be sample video. This mount was put together by the awesome guys over at My Mini Factory. If you want to find links to it, you can check the part out. It's linked down in the video description. What you do after you print it off is you get a nut and a bolt, and you bolt together the little hinge on it, and then you need another bolt, and in this case a wing nut, to hold the mount together. So this is what you actually remove when you want to remove the mount. It's also what you tighten to tighten up the mount. Then there's the GoPro mount itself. Now the hole that comes printed and comes with the mount is very, very small, and it requires a tiny little nut and bolt. You could try and find one of these, or if you were smart, you would have made the hole bigger in 3D editing software before you printed it. In my case, I didn't realize that it was the wrong size and just ended up drilling it out so I could fit standard GoPro hardware in there. That worked okay. Not totally recommended, but it worked okay. I did print the mount solid, so I wasn't reducing the structural integrity of it too much. Then you just throw your GoPro camera onto it, strap it to a backpack strap, and you're good to go. It's a really cool mount because it allows you to get an awesome perspective. I love the chest mounted shot. I've said it a lot. Chest mounted shots are one of the really great shots to get with your GoPro camera. They're great for skiing, they're great for biking, they're great for all kinds of things. And if you want to use a backpack mount to shoot that chest mounted shot, you can. You end up a little bit off the side, but it's really not that bad. And it means you don't have to invest in a chest mount, and you don't have to wear a chest mount when you're out shooting with your GoPro camera. You just mount that mount to your backpack and you're all good to go. You can see the sample video from it. Looks like a chest mounted GoPro shot. And if you want to see what it looks like, the difference between backpack mounted and chest mounted skiing, you can find links to a video where I compare the two. It's an old video, but the comparison still stands up. It's down in the video description, so check that out. The question I'm now going to answer, even though you probably weren't asking it, is how does the 3D printed backpack strap mount stand up to the DIY backpack strap mount we made a couple of weeks back? I like the DIY one more than the 3D printed one. The DIY one had a thicker back piece, which means that there's less movement introduced into the shot, and you don't need as thick of a backpack strap in order to get a stable shot out of it. Plus, it's easier, cheaper, and much faster to make than 3D printing one of these, and it had a GoPro buckle mount on it, which means that when you take it off, the mount could be very, very flush, especially if you replace the wing nuts with acorn nuts and made the entire unit, rounded the edges, made the entire unit much, much smaller. You would get a much lower profile and more professional looking mount than you would get with the 3D printed one. The 3D printed one is cool because it's 3D printed and it's functional, but it has the disadvantage of always having that GoPro mount sticking out of it. If you want to find this mount, you can check it out. It's linked down in the video description. If you want to build your own backpack strap using no 3D printing at all, check out the DIY project from a couple of weeks back. That's also linked down there. But if you got 3D prints that you want to see, or 3D mount ideas or designs that you think are really cool, send them to me. You can leave them in the comments, you can email me, or send them to me over Twitter. Any of those things work. Just get them to me. I would love to check them out on the 3D Printed Thursday. So do that. And until next time, guys, thank you very, very much for watching. 3D printed GoPro backpack. Let's just take that from the top.